Going to be for old, middle finger for similar, and ring finger for new. Try and stay as still as possible. No, it's definitely not going to set any little movement can affect our data. In order to put you in the stand, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to put your head right here. You're going to be lying down on this with your legs over this for comfort. So first we're just going to put you in. We're going to do a quick little localizer, a couple scans of a couple seconds. Then we'll check in with you, and then we're going to do about 30 minutes of longer scans. We'll check in with you after each long scan. There we go. All right. That's right.
So of course we're born with all the neurons, we're going to have, except for the hippocampus. But the number of synapses between neurons is highly malleable and changes throughout our life. As we, anytime you learn something new, the neurons are growing and pruning and moving. There have been plenty of studies. There was a study where they took people who had never juggled before. They scanned them, they taught them how to juggle, they scanned them again, and they found that area of the brain involved in detecting visual motion increased in the scanner. And so, yes, this is not too bad in terms of being, that's the nice thing is now it's sort of, with the auto line, it aligns itself to their crooked head, so that's fine, I guess.
And we're not copying parameters or anything, right?
I don't know. I think we have to do that with the first BPSO. So you line up for the first one, and then you copy parameters to the next one. Maybe, I'm not positive though.
Can you hear us all right?
I can hear you okay.
We went and we recruited people who were about to go through an 8-week meditation-based stress reduction program, and we scanned them before and after, and then also we scanned control group. And what we found was that there were several brain regions where there was increased gray matter after 8 weeks in the meditation group compared to the control group. And gray matter is the part of the brain, is the thinking part of the brain. So you've got gray matter and white matter. White matter is just wiring. Gray matter is the stuff on the outside of the brain, which is actually where all the thinking and the computation and the sensing and the feeling, all that actually happens. So the primary region that changes is a region called the posterior cingulate cortex. This is considered the seat of selfing. And it's involved in, the primary region involved in mind wandering. It's the main region that is impacted in Alzheimer's disease. So in Alzheimer's disease, this is the main region that gets deteriorated. It's also involved in self-referential processing and in memories about the self. Another region we found is the temporal parietal junction. So this is an area that's involved in seeing things from other people's point of view, which is a key component of empathy and compassion, because the best way I can feel empathy for you is if I understand how you're feeling.
We're going to prepare for the old, similar, new task now, so it'll just be a couple minutes of lying quietly, and then we'll go into the task.
So the 3, 2, 1 gets triggered by the scanner?
Yeah, so the scanner, it's a whole sequence. The scanner triggers the sequence, get ready, 3, 2, 1, and then it goes into the task.
Gotcha. The next region we found that was highly significant was the hippocampus. The hippocampus is important for learning and memory. It's also a region impacted by Alzheimer's disease, and it's also impacted by depression. The hippocampus is highly sensitive to cortisol from stress. And then neurons in the hippocampus actually can be damaged or killed off by chronic cortisol. It's also the one part of the brain where you actually get new neurons growing. Obviously, over the millennia, people went to monasteries and started a meditation practice for spiritual reasons, right? You know, they didn't do it for stress reduction. They went for spiritual transformation. It's a little hard to study scientifically, in large part because even within the Eastern traditions, there's not a clear definition of what exactly enlightenment is, or what it means to be spiritually transformed or higher consciousness. It's hard to get clear definitions. And so, of course, as a scientist, if you can't define it, you can't measure it. And I like to think of it a lot like pain. It's an ephemeral state. It is hard to describe, but yet slowly over the decades, scientists have made inroads into finding ways to quantitate pain. And there's starting to be some interesting tidbits, and ideas, and ideas for how to do experiments to try to get at some of these concepts.